You're listening to My Comic Life on the My Comic Life Podcast Network. Welcome back to My Comic Life, folks. That's right, we are your one-stop podcast for all things geek, nerd, comic book, movies, pop culture. If you're into that, stop! You have found the podcast for you. Joining me each week in the My Comic Life studio, well, folks, he keeps dropping these knowledge bombs and revelations on me right before I go on air just to trip me up. Tonight it was, he taught the watcher how to watch. Alex, how is this possible? You're right. That's right, folks. Joining me each week in the My Comic Life studio is my esteemed co-host, Alex. And yes, he taught the watcher how to watch. Dude, you can't keep doing this to me right before showtime.
Bro, watching is the easy part. It's just kind of all about location. Usually, I like to watch from like inside of a tree or in a closet somewhere. But the key to teaching the watcher was to make it as less creepy as possible. So I mean, he's got that big old head already, so it was kind of difficult. But you know, keeping the creep factor down is a good measure of any solid watcher.
Well, that and you shattered multiverse travel. That deserves at least a little pat on the back there, pal.
Oh, that was the easy part, bro. So I'm telling you, it's just making sure you're not creepy. That's the hard one.
Oh my gosh, Alex, how you been, man?
I've been pretty good, man. I think we took a week off last week for Halloween. Did you have
Yes,
any
we
big plans?
did. Me and my girl dressed up as Bob and Linda, and we watched Sleepy Hollow. To me, that is like the ultimate, like, best Halloween movie to watch on Halloween. I know a lot of people say Trick or Treat is, and like that's number two. Like I do watch that one as well. I usually watch it like the night before, or I do like a double feature where like I'll watch Trick or Treat and then I'll watch Sleepy Hollow. But so yeah, we watched that and we passed out candy and ate a lot of candy too, and it was
Oh,
good.
nice.
How was your Halloween? Did you dress up?
I did not dress up. I didn't get my costume in time, but I think Friday we had a little bit of a get together for the kids. We had a bounce house and everything out there, and they had a lot of fun. Then Saturday, we took them trick or treat. We took them to a little. It was like a trunk or treat, and they had a good time. And then we went out, trick or treating proper for a couple of hours. And it was kind of cold. I think you live sort of in the same area as me. It was pretty cold, and we were in and out of that in about an hour and a half. And then we got home and we were still able to pass out candy to the one child that came down our dark ass street. He braved the dark ass street to come up to our house, and I was passing out full candy bars this year, man. We were ready
You were
to go.
passing out full candy bars?
Full candy bars, brother, and only one kid came by and took advantage of that. So we still
Wow.
have a house full of candy. So, any of you listeners out there, man, if you manage to, find my house, man, just come knocking on the door. I'll give you a Kit Kat.
Oh my gosh! I was passing out mini Reese's with bit of honeys. Like I was giving them some good candy and some what you refer to as World War II candy.
You get a nice bit of honey and one of those peppermints that are in the clear plastic.
Oh my gosh! All right, rolling on from Halloween. Man, we got some amazing trailers dropped on us this week. And first of all, starting off in a galaxy far, far away, folks. Every galaxy has an underworld. The tagline reads something like out of an old school mafia film. But no, this is not the latest Martin Scorsese movie we're talking about. What we're talking about here is Star Wars, man. Last week, Lucasfilm and Disney Plus debuted an action-packed trailer and key art for the Book of Boba Fett, the new live-action series launching on December 29th. The visually stunning series looks to chronicle the post-Holy Trinity journey of one of the franchise's most beloved characters. With our first glimpse at the series, we find Boba Fett looking to make his mark through unity and respect instead of sheer domination. Alex, did you catch this trailer? Did you get the same goosebumps you got from the first time you saw the Mandalorian trailer?
I I did watch the trailer. I've seen it more than once. I didn't. I mean, I did get the same goosebumps, man. Don't get me wrong. The music was the main thing that kind of put it in the same vibe as the Mandalorian, along with the because I believe that they use a lot of puppet instead of relying heavily on CGI, which is always I feel like it's a little bit better. But um, I liked the trailer a whole lot. I felt like it was kind of a little different. Whereas like with the Mandalorian, you had like nothing but like explosions and kind of really trying to draw you in. Whereas this one was just like there was something almost unsettling about it, where it was a really tense trailer. I guess if you did you get that kind of vibe from it?
Yeah, yeah. The Mandalorian was all about like action, action, action. Like we're gonna pull you into an action-packed Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Here on Dagobah. We're gonna pull you into this action-packed universe. This was more like, hey, Boba Fett took some time down in that Sarlacc pit, and he really thought about his life and where he wanted his life to go, and while he still enjoys being a bounty hunter, he's going to try being the polite bounty hunter. Not ruling so much through like fear and violence, and much more through like, hey, let's build like a community of gangsters all working as one to make the most money and profit we can in this galaxy. But yeah, less action packed, more of like a hey, I had some time to reflect while being slowly digested in the pit of a beast there.
Yeah, that'll
I
do it.
gotta.
So did you like the do you like politician Boba, or are you more of the traditional kind of cutthroat, you know, like freeze 'em in carbonite Boba?
Uh, Politician Boba makes me more nervous. I like the more cutthroat Boba. But this Boba, like he seems to me to be like like Han Solo was at the beginning of a New Hope, where like he kind of quietly pulls the blaster on Greedo and shoots first. Like like shoots him under the table. Like that's the sense that I'm getting from this Boba Fett here. But I mean, I'm flipping that same question back to you, Alex. Do you like a political Boba or more cutthroat Boba?
Uh, I I mean we've seen cutthroat Boba in multiple movies. I know he wasn't a big part of the OT, the original trilogy, but um, and you've seen him in uh, plenty of the extended universe, the comic books, the regular books, and everything like that. So I like this take on him because it's kind of like a what was that show? I think it was like Black Sails, where the it was a pirate show on Stars, I believe, but
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like the captain had already like he had had his adventures. He had killed. He's done his fair share of killing, and right now he's just trying to build something, and he's trying to leave that life behind. But that life keeps catching back up with him, and that's kind of what I get out of this. Just looking at this trailer here, and I think that's kind of a really cool take, and something that we haven't seen in Star Wars before.
All right. Well, first teased in a surprised end credit sequence following the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, the book of Boba Fett continues the adventures of Boba and Fennec Shand as they navigate the underworld and stake their claim on territory once ruled by Jabba the Hutt and his crime syndicate. I gotta ask you, what was your favorite part of this trailer?
I probably, like I said, I think the intensity was they definitely dialed that up, and um, Tamura Morrison does a great job of conveying that, even though he's wearing a mask, most of the time. You can just you sense it in his voice. So I think it would be that part where I think it's uh, Fennec. You said Fennec Shan. She's played by the you know very talented Ming Na Wen. She sells these. They're trying to barter with some aliens or something like that, and she's like, Jabba would have thrown you basically into the pit for talking like that, and Boba's just like, please speak freely, and it's like you can tell that it's like you know he's telling you to watch your mouth without telling you to watch your mouth, and that was probably my favorite part of the aside from the music, of course, because the music is just amazing. But what about you, Sam? Did you have a favorite part?
I love the opening shot of him kind of like walking back into Mos Eisley. I'm assuming that's Mos Eisley. Wearing his Boba Fett armor, and it's kind of like the lone gunman who you thought was dead, kind of in like a western, walking back into town, like everyone's like jaw hits the ground and like everyone's closing up shop because they're like, oh shit, he's back, he's real. Um,
Yeah,
that was cool to see, and then yeah, like you, same thing, like when he's sitting on the throne, and like some guys like, why shouldn't we just rush you and kill you now? And yeah, Ming Na Wen, who's phenomenal actress, was like, hey, Jabba would have thrown you, to the Rancor, one of his many animals, for saying that. And yeah, once again, like you see him in like full Boba Fett armor, and he's like, please feel free to, disagree with me. Yeah, kind of an homage there to like Kill Bill Volume One, where like Oren Ishii was like, "Please disagree with me," after she already
yeah.
lopped some guy's head off at the gangsters table there. I got that same vibe. Uh, who would you like to see return from the Mandalorian series and sort of cross over into this one?
Oh, I mean, really anybody from the Mandalorian. I know that probably Ahsoka Tano would not make much sense, but like your definitely, and his name escapes me. Timothy Oliphant character. I'm always down to see him in there. And the Bill Burr character as well. He was amazing. I'd like to see Moff. What was his name? The Carl Weathers. His
Yes, yes,
character.
yes.
He was. I'd like to see him in there. Just and even to some extent, the I forgot her name and the name of the actress. We really should have like, wow, we really kind of phoned this segment in, but um, she's the one that got in trouble for
Gina,
voicing
you
her.
want to see
Gina
you want
Carano,
to see
yeah.
you want to
To
see Gina
some
Carano
extent, to
back
some,
on?
man, I love a good like redemption story arc, and it's the perfect opportunity for her to get right. Even though it's not gonna, it's probably not gonna happen. But you asked the question, so I'm answering the question. But who would you like to see return from the Mandalorian series?
Oh man, I mean, you totally stole it. I mean, first one there, Timothy BDE Oliphant, man, Timothy Oliphant. Would
Friend of the
love
show,
to
friend of
see
the show.
friend of the show. Yes, Timothy Oliphant, friend of the show. Would love to see him come back. Not sure in what capacity or why he would come back though, because like he's sheriff of that outer rim town that had the worm problem, and they took care of that. But would still love to see any reason just to see Timothy Oliphant back. Maybe he's like bargaining, like, hey, how can I get my own Mandalorian armor or some shit like that. Yeah, again, Bill Burr showing up, because he's probably uh excommunicado from the Empire, but I think he could be a good bounty hunter. Carl Weathers' character makes the most sense because he was kind of like running a whole bounty hunting business when we first run into him on in the Mandalorian, and he could easily come back around and like be looking to pick up some work, or pass on some contracts that Boba has that he needs done. But any of those three characters would just love to see return. Is there anyone outside of the Disney Plus projects that you would like to see included in this project in this production?
Oh, outside of Disney Plus, uh, so you're talking about, I guess, people from the so this would what time period does this show take place? This is after the original trilogy, right? But before the sequels, I believe, because Luke was basically like a young adult at this time,
Yeah,
and
this is that
A Jedi
weird.
full grown Jedi Knight, right?
Yeah, this is that weird in between time when it's like a little bit after Return of the Jedi, but yeah, before, well before the rise of the New Order.
I'd like to see a tie-in to the Obi-Wan um, that project that we're going to be getting a little bit. I think it's next year sometime. I'd like to see it tie into that somehow and in some way. That would be. I feel like that would be really cool. What about you, Sam? You got any kind of weird theories?
I'm not sure like character wise, but I mean like please bring back like Robert Rodriguez to like direct an episode. Like that guy always seems to do great with episodes. As far as characters like coming in, uh it would kind of be funny to see Luke or like I know you couldn't get him, but to see Han Solo show up and bury the hatchet with Boba Fett, that would
Oh
be
man.
that would be pretty hilarious. Like no, sorry for freezing you. No harm, no foul. But I highly doubt Harrison would ever come back. You'd more likely get Mark Hamill to come back and like do something there. That would
You
just be
think they
kind of
could get
interesting to see.
Aaron Wright?
Oh
I
yeah,
think is his name.
Er-
They get him. They
yeah,
get him
Alden
in there.
Alden Ehrenreich to come back and like age him up a little bit. Yeah, maybe you could.
That's why
That
I'm
would be
surprised
cool.
he didn't go for the obvious man. Get Donald Glover to make an appearance
Oh,
and.
Lando Calrissian. Oh my gosh, yes. I just thought that would be too obvious of an answer. All of our listeners know, man, that I fucking love Lando Calrissian, the smoothest talking bounty hunter in the galaxy. Yeah, no, I would love to see Donald Glover fly up in like the Millennium Falcon or one of his own ships and be like, "Hey, I hear you're running things now. Got any work for me?" Fuck yes, that would be fracking amazing.
Oh
I
yeah.
would love that. I guess just last question: were there any surprises in this trailer for you?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Cause I know we just watched it in preparation for the show, but not. I mean, I think they did a really good job of kind of keeping things on the DL and not really spoiling anything. Because I think the show is going to be full of its fair share of surprises and kind of guest cameos and everything like that. And so, not really for me. There's not one that I can think of. Maybe you could jostle my memory. Do you have any? Was there any surprises for you in this trailer?
No real big surprises. I guess I was surprised at how diplomatic Boba was trying to be. I thought it was going to be more, Mandalorian coming in guns blazing. And like you
Yeah.
said, the more political side of Boba Fett just kind of caught me off guard. But it was also kind of a refreshing take to see. So like, I wasn't upset by that take by any means. That was just kind of like the one thing that surprised me there.
I'll tell you the real surprise was how good Tamura Morrison looked. Like that guy he was looking
Oh my gosh,
sleek, bro. He was looking really
I
good.
know. Looks awesome. All right, folks. Well, again, the book of Boba Fett premieres on Disney Plus on December 29th of this year, and we'll be giving you our thoughts on each episode. So stay tuned, and if any more trailers drops, they will be on our YouTube page or on our Facebook page. But all right, this just wouldn't be a My Comic Life show without just a little bit of Marvel in our lives. Um, Star Wars wasn't the only one to get the internet buzzing. After releasing a trailer to the trailer, I know, we're just as confused as you. This week, Sony Pictures released a new trailer for Morbius. Morbius is the newest project from Sony Pictures and is one of Marvel's most compelling and conflicted characters comes to the big screen as Oscar winner Jared Leto transforms into the enigmatic anti-hero Michael Morbius. Dangerously ill with a rare blood disorder and determined to save others suffering his same fate, Dr. Morbius attempts a desperate gamble. While at first it seems to be a radical success, a darkness inside him is unleashed. Will good override evil, or will Morbius succumb to his mysterious urges? Uh, what were your thoughts on this project, Alex, before you watched this full trailer?
I was like, man, this movie's gonna suck. Like before I watched the trailer, I want to preface by saying this is strictly before, correct?
Yes.
So um, yeah, I thought this was gonna suck. This honestly wasn't really in my on my radar at all. I thought we were gonna have another like Ghost Rider on our hands, and this was just gonna be even like Venom was fun, but it just it's just not the same. Uh, and it was kind of more of the same that we've come to expect from Sony Pictures when it comes to them fucking up a Marvel property. So that was kind of what I expected before watching this trailer. What about you, Sam?
I mean, I'm always hopeful. I like that, that studios are taking risk on obscure characters. So before I saw this trailer, like, in that really kind of brief, weird, like, vignette, I was just like, all right, you got my attention now. Now wow me, okay? Like, please, for the love of goodness, don't let this be a Ghost Rider 2. Please don't be Ghost Rider 2. But that being said, what did you think of the project after viewing the trailer, Alex? Did this trailer sway you to become a day one ticket holder?
I It kind of almost did, man. It was really like Jared Leto does a really good job as Dr. Michael Morbius. I'm not really too familiar with the comic book character. I know when I was a kid, I thought he was really cool. So I kind of followed him there, and I had the trading cards and everything like that. But um, yeah, a day one ticket holder, not quite. Maybe I guess it depends on what it goes up against that weekend. But for sure, I will be checking this one out because it does look very entertaining, and it had some had some funny parts of the trailer, and it had some really good like action sequences. So that's probably my take on it. But what about you, Sam? Are you gonna be there, in day one with your ticket in hand, your Morbius bucket of popcorn, and your Morbius kind of 72-ounce drink, or what?
Maybe not day one. This could be like a late Sunday night viewing for me. The trailer definitely won me over. It looks like it's taking a very Venom-esque take on the project. Like duality of like dual personalities and trying to use like the darkness or evil inside of you or the anti-hero inside of you. Uh, kind of like pointing that loaded gun of of evil, more evil things, to just like to
Right.
like take out bad guys. I liked the sense of humor that yeah, the humor caught me off guard, but I liked it. The effects looked pretty cool. Jared Leto looked believable. So maybe a Sunday viewing, but not quite a day one viewing. Do you like that Morbius has joined the Venomverse, or do you think he would fit more into like the MCU?
Uh, well, I don't think he'd fit into the MCU like as it is right now. That's for damn sure. He's definitely better off being in that Venom verse, that kind of a little bit darker, while still trying to be funny, kind of still violent, much more violent than your MCU movies. That's kind of where you need to have somebody like a vampire. So so I think the Venomverse was the correct decision. I think Sony hopefully is going to be doing a good job with him. I mean the trailer definitely looks promising. So and who's to say that he's not going to cross over into the MCU? So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. But what about you, Sam? You think it's better off that he's hanging out with Venom, or you want him hanging out with Spidey?
I would. I mean, I think with the multiverse of madness coming, like it's not going to matter. Like they're all going to wind up in the same verse at some point. But no. Like I said, I think he's a better take in the Venom verse right now. You got Venom in San Francisco and you got Morbius in New York City. When do these two anti-heroes meet? um, but no, just the whole way this film shot, the sense of humor that I got from this film, like I said, kind of like an anti-hero, like turning the evil inside of him onto like more evil people. Like that's all just very. It's like they took the blueprints for Venom and then applied it to Morbius. So that's why I think this Morbius works so well uh, in the Venom
So
verse.
he's in there at the pitch meeting, and he's like, "All right, Venom. but with vampires. And they were like, they just backed up this dump
Yeah.
truck full of money to his house.
They're like, sold. You've saved Sony Studios again. But speaking of leading men, yes, Jared Leto is playing the titular role of Michael Morbius. But I got to ask you, is there anybody else you would have liked to have seen play this role or filled these characters' shoes?
Oded Fur. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Not really, but but I could say I would have liked to have seen somebody they who is kind of like a living vampire. You know the jokes that they have, like Keanu Reeves, he doesn't age, something like that. I think he would be a Johnny Depp doesn't age. I think they would be a really good job as being Morbius. But I think Jared Leto's a good fit. He's a phenomenal actor, man. I've liked him ever since I think I first saw him in Fight Club, I want to say, and he was really good in the Dallas Buyers Club, and there was a few other. I think he was in. I don't know. He was in a few other properties. I can't really remember. Something about some kind of smiling guy who was a Batman villain, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway, that's probably Jared Leto's a good fit, man. He fits. He looks the part. The dude definitely is a beefcake, and so that's what I want to see in my comic book movies. What about you, Sam? Do you got anybody else that you would have on the
Okay,
wish
we
list?
just had a total Professor Xavier fucking mind meld right there. I was just about to say the three actors I would like to see possibly fill in these shoes: Oded Fur, Johnny Depp, Keanu Reeves, maybe Christian Bale, maybe Jake Gyllenhaal. But no, seriously, I was looking and I was like, oh yeah, Johnny Depp would be good and Keanu Reeves would be good. And then I heard you be like, oh yeah, Johnny Depp, Keanu Reeves. I was like, stop stealing my answers, man. Yeah, so no, 100% with you there. Yeah, Oded Fur, just because we love Oded Fur here. But yeah, no, Johnny Depp for sure, Keanu Reeves, and Jake Gyllenhaal, and then lastly, maybe Christian Bale. You know, but no, yes, like you, loved Jared Leto. First discovered him in My So-Called Life. Followed him from there to Fight Club and loved him in the highly underrated, rarely seen Lord of War. If you haven't seen that,
Oh yeah,
definitely
yeah.
go check that out. No, I like Jared Leto. I think he's gonna, be a pretty cool Morbius. So yeah, definitely good actor choice for that one. All right, here. Tinfoil hat time. That's right. Pull it out, uncrumple it, put it on your head. Any wild predictions for this movie?
It's kind of difficult because I mean they had a really big spoiler in the trailer. When I wish they would have kind of kept that Michael Keaton scene out out of it, because that would have been really cool to watch like live while watching the movie theater and be like, oh shit, it's the Vulture. You get those kind of Spider-Man kind of elbow
So
nudges.
wait, does that mean with the vulture
Uh,
there that they are in the Spider Verse though?
that's kind of what I'm getting out of it, but it's like I guess it's weird now, especially I don't know if you've seen the second
I
Venom, but the
I
end
have,
credit
yes,
scene of the second
yes.
Venom
I
is
was
kind
gonna
of.
bring that up. Have you seen it? I guess you have. Yes.
I've seen the end credit. I didn't watch Venom, but I did see the end
Okay.
credit scene. I pulled it up.
Spoiler alert here, folks. We're gonna spoil the post credit scene for Venom here because it ties back into Morbius. Spoiler, you've been warned. Venom goes to try to show Eddie Brock the thousands of universes that he's visited, but right before he does it, the whole universe around him shifts, and both Venom and Eddie Brock black out and wake up to a TV screen of Spider-Man Far From Home.
I think it's J.
Yeah,
Jonah
you wake up to
Jameson.
a J. Jonah Jameson news broadcast revealing who Spider-Man is, and Venom licks the screen and is like, "I want to go after that kid." So yeah, I think originally Morbius would have just started out in that separate Venom verse, but whatever shattered the universe there puts them all in the same universe.
Those damn Lokis.
Yeah, damn Loki's always.
So, do you have any other wild predictions? Do you think anybody else cool or weird is gonna
The
show up?
most
You think we're gonna finally get a
the
Mephisto?
most wildest prediction I have for this, and it's probably not going to happen. Mahershala Ali's Blade shows up in this film, and this is like the jumping off point for his Blade movie.
I hope so.
That
That'd be
would be
really
that
cool.
would be
I know. Morbius is typically, if he's not in if he wasn't in Spider Man, he was in
Yeah,
whatever
and
comic.
I remember in the Spider-Man like a '90s cartoon when Morbius got created, Blade showed up in like a few episodes to try to kill Morbius. So we'll have to see what happens. Morbius is set to hit theaters January 28th, 2022, and again, any trailers dropping, anything like that, check the My Comic Life Facebook page. We're always one of the first to drop those trailers there. And we will be, of course, giving you our reviews and our thoughts on this upcoming movie. All right, sticking in the Marvel Universe, it's time for What If? That's right, the 8th episode of Marvel's What If is titled What If Ultron Won and originally premiered on September 29th. All right, folks, giving you the classic My Comic Life spoiler alert here. If you haven't seen the 8th episode of Marvel's What If, pause the podcast right here. Don't steal somebody's logon. Sign up for Disney Plus or borrow a friend's logon. But watch the episode first and then come back and listen to the podcast. You're going to get the classic 4, 3, 2, 1 spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. All right. Ultron, having taken the Mind Stone and Vision's vibranium body, has defeated the Avengers and launched a global nuclear holocaust, killing most of humanity. When Thanos appears on Earth to complete the Infinity Gauntlet, Ultron bisects him and takes the rest of the Infinity Stones, using them to create a massive drone army with which he wipes out almost all life in his universe. Ultron then hears the Watcher discovering the existence of the multiverse and attacks the Watcher in his multiversal observatory. Meanwhile, Clint Barton and Natasha Romanoff survive Ultron's attack and find a copy of Arnim Zola's mind in Siberia. They upload Zola into a drone's body to try and destroy Ultron's hive mind, but it fails because Ultron has left the universe. Barton sacrifices himself to allow Romanoff and Zola to escape from the other drones, and Ultron battles the Watcher across different universes and then defeats him. The Watcher flees to Strange Supreme's collapsed universe to ask him for help, while Ultron plans to conquer the multiverse. Wow, wow, wow. What an episode, Alex. What surprised you most?
It was probably the ease with which he kind of dispatched Thanos. Like that was like I was kind of geared up, ready for that to be like a really nice fight, but it was just kind of like I guess Thanos' hubris got to him, and he just thought he was just gonna walk in here, and he had the other 4 stones, or the other 5 stones, I believe. So he was probably feeling himself a little bit, and then just all of a sudden he's just, now we got 2 Thanoses. That shit was weird. So that probably surprised me the most. That, and that it was Clint and Natasha were the, basically the only humans left on Earth. Those were pretty surprising to me. What about you, Sam? Was there anything that kind of caught you off guard with this one?
Seeing the Watcher suit up, man. Like at like one point, like he's in like his robes and he's fighting Ultron, and all of a sudden he like armors up, man. Like has his own like little battle suit. Um, that surprised me. Not so much surprised me, but like creeped me out and sent like a chill down my spine is when Ultron first hears the Watcher's voice and he's like, "Wait a minute, what was that? Who's talking? Who's talking to
Yeah,
me?"
he's like, I see
Yeah,
you.
like Like
Yeah.
that wasn't James Spader voicing Ultron, but they got a really good James Spader, look-alike, if you will, or voice-alike. And yeah, there was the
James Spader
yeah,
cover
yeah,
band.
James Spader cover band. I like that. Yeah, there was the right amount of creep factor in that. It just kind of sent like a little chill down my spine there, and I was like, oh shit, things are about shit's about to get real.
Yeah.
Were there any low parts in this episode for you?
I mean, like I said before, it was I was geared up and ready to see Thanos. I was like, all right, here's Thanos, and here's Big Daddy T, man. He about to slap this robot around, and we're gonna get us. It's only gonna be a 5 minute episode, but nah, it was just so quick how he did it that it really caught me off guard. But I feel like we were robbed of that battle because that. But I guess it goes to show you just how powerful Ultron can be and how much smarter an AI is than any really even the most genius level mind in Thanos, and so I guess it was a good way for them to show you just how powerful this Ultron was. Was it's like no, this is Thanos with five of the stones, and he was able to just like swat him away almost like a fly. What about you, Sam? Do you think there were any low parts to this episode? I mean, it's a pretty solid episode, man.
Yeah, not sure there were any like low parts. There were just some obligatory, like exposition parts in this episode, but no real low parts. Yeah, it was pretty, just action packed, going nonstop there. So no, nothing really low. Like I said, there were just some exposition moments where it's like they had to like slow down to explain some stuff. But I wouldn't consider that like a low part per se. No, I mean from the moment Clint and Natasha exploded on screen to where the Watcher was duking it out with Ultron, it was a pretty great episode. Throughout the course of the show, we have witnessed some of the heaviest hitters in the MCU going toe to toe. Which has been your favorite fight so far, Alex?
I think I mean, what have we had? We had Wanda and the Hulk. We had, I think it was the episode before this one. We had Captain Marvel and Thor, and in this one we got Ultron and the Watcher. I'd have to say, uh, I got two answers to this. Okay, Ultron and the Watcher is easily the best fight that they've had on this show. It was amazing. It was animated very beautifully. You see the Watcher, who normally is just that he is the Watcher, but you see him suit up, and you see there are some moments in that fight where he's kicking Ultron's ass, and it's cool to watch. Like he has his own kind of like he is a on the Marvel on the comic side in the hierarchy, he is actually like kind of a to see him be formidable on that level was quite the sight. I never thought I'd see the Watcher do anything but watch. I'll just put it like that. But my second answer, I liked the fight between Clint and Natasha again because it was a callback to the one that happened in Infinity War. Was it? No, it was Endgame. In Endgame, and but this time it was Clint who ended up sacrificing himself so that Natasha could go on, and so that I thought that was a really cool callback and a pretty nice little fight to see. What about you, Sam?
Favorite fights. Yeah, I got a two-parter there for you. Once again, yeah, seeing the Watcher, finally break his oath and step up and start fighting, and taking a hand in the multiverse. That was pretty fun and cool to see. The other one I liked though was Thor and Captain Marvel. That was a playful fight at times, but it was just fun to see like two really godlike, powerhouses like duking it out. Just seeing, like, hey, I'm not gonna kill you, but like I'm gonna plant you on your ass, and, like which one of us, um, can really knock the other one out. Like that was just kind of cool
Yeah,
and fun to see. And like I said, just to see like their playful banter back and forth, and just to see, hey, I'm not going to kill you, but I am I am gonna take you down a peg or two there. Like that was cool. Uh,
Another one that I liked a lot was probably, and this one just
yeah,
came to me, but it was Strange versus
yes,
Strange.
yes,
I
that
think
was
that was also a really
that
cool
was
fight.
cool. What did you think of the episode overall? I mean, like, what are we giving it here, Alex?
Okay, so my favorite episode so far has been that the what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands, and I love that they did a callback to that episode in this one, and so this one would probably just rank right underneath that one. I don't remember what I gave that one, like a 9 something or whatever. So this one would probably be like a 9 flat for me, an 8.9 to a 9, because it gave me everything that I wanted. It wasn't too story based, and it had plenty of action that with the even from the beginning with Natasha and Clint being the only survivors trying to evade Ultron, and so yeah, this one gets a 9 from me, and this is easily my second favorite episode that I've seen so far. What about you, Sam?
This gets like an 8.5 for me. I mean, like just a solid B plus, strong, good episode. I really enjoyed everything in it. Still, my favorite episode so far that they haven't topped yet was the Wakanda Black Panther Guardian of the Galaxy episode. Oh man, just
That
still
was a
man,
good
like
one.
Chadwick Boseman just fracking like stole the show for me and like stole like that episode and just it was amazing. So yeah, that's still my favorite episode. This one probably either my second or my third favorite episode for sure. And yeah, it gets a solid 8.5 to an 8.8 for me. Um, all right, folks. Yeah, this wraps up another great episode of My Comic Life. We so appreciate you listening. Please continue to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We finally got over that hump of 13 listeners or 13 subscribers. We're up to 16, inching ever closer to our goal of 20. Come on. Get your coworkers, get your boss, get your girlfriend, get your wife, get everybody just to click that subscribe button on our YouTube page. To find us on YouTube, just search My Comic Life and look for that oh so brilliant, oh so beautiful, oh so amazing My Comic Life logo and just click that subscribe button there. Also, shout out time.
Oh, Sam,
Yes,
really quickly before you do that, Sam,
yes.
happy anniversary, buddy. We came back to this show November 6th of
Oh my
2020, and
gosh.
it is,
Happy anniversary,
yes,
man.
sir.
Yes.
It's
Mike,
one
My
whole
Comic
year.
Life has
One whole
made
year,
it one
brother.
whole year. We have been on the air one whole year. High five and hugs to us, man. Happy anniversary, Alex. I have thoroughly enjoyed our first year and cheers to many more years to come, partner.
I'll drink to
Cheers
that,
to
brother.
that, man. And okay, wow, man. I'm touched, man. Okay. If you have any show ideas, if you want to hear us talk more about DC properties, if you want to hear us bring back our famous, like debate segment on hot Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek topic, giving our opinions on the unpopular opinions of those shows, let us know. If you want to hear us talk more about video games, if you want to see us on Twitch playing Rocket League Soccer really badly, once again, let us know. Email us at realmycomiclife@gmail.com. Again, the email address is realmycomiclife@gmail.com. That's all one word with no spaces. 43rd person to email us gets a free My Comic Life t-shirt. Um, and speaking of, it's time to shout out our My Comic Life fan of the week. Our My Comic Life fan of the week is Tina Dolan from Erie, Pennsylvania. Tina, thank you so much for liking our Facebook page. Shout out to you, Tina. You are our My Comic Life fan of the week. Tina, you are awesome. Tina Dolan, you're our My Comic Life fan of the week.
Tina, we salute you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This one was for
Yeah,
you,
thank you,
Tina.
Tina. You got on our 1 year anniversary show there. Oh man, Alex, I did it again. Apologies to Kevin Smith, man. We meant to have you on tonight, especially with this being our 1 year anniversary show. Fuck. All right, we're gonna have you on to talk about Clerks 3 next week, man. Again, apologies to Kevin Smith, just couldn't get you on tonight. But as always, folks, ditch the herd, be a nerd, stay strong out there, my friends.